Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today we're back on Arena yet again, watching yet another civilization that would love to get its hands on those juicy relics, fighting a civilization that would love to deny them getting their hands on those juicy relics, as Sora Kuma, playing as the Lithuanians in red, prepares to take on none other than TaToH, playing as the Spanish in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their enclosed off spaces, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age, Castle Age, ASAP. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the civilizations we will be watching today, and then looking at their bases, their walls, their resources, and how many trees that there are all over the map, which actually you could just do that. 643,000, not a small amount of wood. In any event, silliness aside, the Lithuanians, a civilization that focuses on its heavy cavalry. Their knights, their cavaliers, their paladins all get a free +1 attack boost for every single relic that they collect, all the way up to a maximum of +4. This feature, by the way, also applies to their unique unit, the latest. This is a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor, making it one of the most dangerous heavy cavalry units in the game. Gather, pardon me, words are kind of stumbling over one another there. I'm just so excited for this matchup to gather those relics, get that free attack boost ASA frickin' P. Lithuanian monasteries do work 20% faster than normal, which means you can start pumping out monks, start getting them out there on the map, gathering relics a little bit faster than everyone else. Now to support their heavy cavalry on the field of battle, Lithuanian spearman line units and their skirmishers are a little bit more mobile, since they do move 10% faster than normal, and they can be both upgraded to get extra pierce armor, which makes okay, Boar needed a little bit of extra ass play before he could get lured to the TC. And even as I was mentioning, their spearman line units, their skirmishers can be upgraded to get +2 pierce armor, which does help if we get to see the heavy hitting conquistador. Every amount of pierce armor helps against that unit. Now to help build a robust economy to support their military endeavors, each Lithuanian town center you build does come with 100 free food, and they can be a pain in the butt to raid in the Castle Age, since they have an upgrade that will actually, the only upgrade in the game that increases the range of their town center by +3, which makes them safe from mangonel fire in the Castle Age. Mangonels, if you're familiar with that rock-throwing mechanical beast, do have a range of 7, which means they do outrange most town centers, except, of course, the Hill Fort. Is it Hill Fort or Hill Forts? I think it's Hill Forts. Yeah, plural. You got a lot of forts and stuff in Age of Empires. That is, I believe, the only upgrade in the game that increases the range of a town center. Now, who might want to build mangonels? Who might want to take down Lithuanian town centers? Let's take a look at the Spanish, played in blue by TaToH, a paramilitary civilization that man-o-man loves its gunpowder units. Spanish gunpowder units fire 18% faster, and their unique unit that I mentioned a minute ago, the Conquistador, is a heavy-hitting, overall less accurate, mounted hand cannoneer that comes with more HP but less range. Now, in order to defend their costly units, the Spanish can train missionaries, which are basically mounted monks with less range that can't really pick up relics. Now, the Spanish can also upgrade both their monks and their mounted monks, that we just discussed, their missionaries, to convert enemy units faster, and they can upgrade their missionaries to come with a little bit of a +1 range boost. Now, to support their military-industrial complex, Spanish villagers, is somebody building something? Well, they construct structures 30% faster than normal. Their blacksmith upgrades cost no gold. And speaking of gold, every time the Spanish research any technology in the game, and man oh man, do their tech trees are their tech trees incredibly impressive. So they've got a lot of technologies they can research. Every time they do, they get 20 gold back. So if TaToH decides to plop down 50 gold for Loom, for example, not too sure why he would want to, unless he accidentally deletes his gates and walls and such, which I believe happened to T90 recently, that 100 will go down to 50. And then once Loom is researched, that 50 will jump up to 70. We'll take a look once I see any kind of technology in the upper right side of our screen getting researched by the Spaniards. We'll see the gold cost, if there is one. Or if not, we'll just see +20. In any event, why did I call the Spanish a paramilitary civilization? Because they can actually upgrade their villagers, of all things, to get a massive 40 extra HP, +2 armor, and a +6 attack boost, which together with the Sappers upgrade, makes Spanish villagers amazing at taking down buildings, castles, towers, and even walls in the late stages of the game. And speaking of towers and walls and castles, oh my, we are on Arena, which means we are probably going to get to see a lot of those structures. So those are the two civilizations. Very excited, like I said, about this matchup. Stumbling my words lately, but just been getting real excited about the gameplay. The level of gameplay is just going higher and higher and higher. And here we go, 30% faster construction time for this mining camp, which means he can afford to send a villager. By the time she gathers her 10 gold, this mining camp will already be up and running. And no technology is being researched just yet. Our Lithuanian, off the back of 24 villagers, is already heading up to Feudal. TaToH has just clicked up with 2 extra villagers. Both players have 0 TC idle time. Of course they do. These are pro players. And we're on an enclosed map, which means there's no boar luring, there's no rhino hunting, there's no laming of any kind unless you open the gates up yourself. Now let's take a look at a few important things. Usually 3 important things, not to get too specific or whatever about it. Number 1, are there any trees that form part of your wall up? Because if there are, man oh man, does that kind of suck, because late game siege is pretty good at taking those down. But it looks like both players safe and sound behind their stone walls. Number 2, are there any resources in the forward position? For now, the answer is a big fat no. Oh, look at this, Sora Kuma. Both his gold and stone are nice and secure to the back. TaToH, for his part, primary gold and stone to the rear, but secondary gold exposed a little bit. Although I wonder, exposed not so much to any kind of structural attack, but maybe a monk or 2 with that 9 range. I'm not too sure. Is this 9 range? Could be, could not be. There you go. Level of professional casting that you get with Cast of Empires. The old market blacksmith combo here for our Lithuanian means that as soon as this is complete, he is already heading up to the Castle Age off the back of 2 extra villagers at 26. Ooh, as we saw in yesterday's game, whenever you build the barracks, if you're not a meso civ, that generally means you're going to build a stable as your secondary structure needed to go up to Castle Age so that you can start contesting relics. But for now, all the food has been spent on going up to Castle Age as well. So TaToH still around a minute behind his opponent. Both players still at 0 TC idle time. Very laudable play here by both of these titans. And let's see how many relics they've actually seen, each of them. Sora Kuma has seen 4. Has not seen the one that's closest to his base, right here in the middle of this dark, unexplored territory. TaToH, for his part. Okay. This is the last thing you want to be doing, is not exploring the map, not ceding relic control to the Lithuanian. Yesterday we saw the Aztecs, whose relics generate 33% more gold. Today we're seeing the Lithuanians, whose relics generate not extra gold, but they do give a +1 attack boost to their heavy cavalry. Maybe tomorrow we'll see the Burgundians, whose relics generate food in addition to gold. Man, that pothead civilization, the Burgundians, it's all about food. It's all about being wonky and weird with them. And yeah, just a fun civilization that we're not actually watching today. So I'm going to shut up about them. And castle for our Lithuanian. Immediate double monastery. Okay. I mean, you don't have a barracks. You've got 11 wood. You're not going to have any defense for your monks. I mean, when I say you don't have a barracks, not that I expect spearmen out, but to be fair, again, spearmen for the Lithuanians do move 10% faster, so not a bad defense for their monks. Second TC going up. Ooh, is that really the best location, right next to a lumber camp? But this is very interesting. So Sora Kuma is going to have his... He is housed, which kind of sucks. Right into the... Oh, he's going to be housed for a while. An extra 5 population space with this town center is not going to help very much for another while. He pulls 5 villagers. Oh, that's so sour. Okay, so he's using at least the opportunity to research sanctity for his monks. As I was going to say, he's going to have his monks out quicker just by virtue of, number 1, being Lithuanian, number 2, reaching Castle Age light years ahead of his opponent. By light years, I mean, of course, about 50 seconds. But he is housed, and he has no defense for these monks. These are not scouts. These are light cavalry units, which means they only need 2 wackadoos to kill a monk. Maybe 3 now that he's got sanctity and 45 HP. So the attack, actually, let's do the actual calculation. 7 attack plus 10 bonus. Yeah, 17. And they've got 45. So 3 attacks needed to kill that monk. But look at this, Sora Kuma playing it close to the vest, manages to get a conversion on a light cavalry unit, not something you see every day. Is this the name of the game for our Lithuanian? Is it, you know what, I'm not going to really build my own barracks, so by the way, is that a villager? By the way, you can tell I get distracted real easy by the last 10 seconds, 3rd TC going up. But was this the name of the game? Pump out so many monks that you're just going to start tiefing light cavalry units? If that's so, that may not be the greatest of game plans here. But that being said, it all depends on the micro. An extra TC to the left, an extra TC to the right. A little bit exposed here to the elements. But both players going up to 3 town centers. 38 villagers for our Lithuanian, 34 for our Spaniard. So far, I'm seeing 2 dots have disappeared on the map. Blue has returned home with 1 monk. And by the way, keeping the pressure on this side of the map means that our Spaniard has already denied 1 relic. So at most, our Lithuanian can now get a +4 attack boost. Okay, he's going to get a +1 attack boost with this monk returning this relic. But why is our Lithuanian in red being so hesitant, so docile? He, by the way, still has not seen Sora Kuma, this relic in the ether. And here we go. 2 monks. Red on the left, blue on the right. They're all going to lose their monks. That's hilarious. It looks like first blood drawn by TaToH as he guns down 3 monks to the 1 of his opponent. Wow. Okay, well, there you go. All of a sudden, monk count reset to 1 apiece. And for about 20 minutes, we had no action right up until the little men with their books and sandals and bald heads, the Kevin O'Learys of the game, got there. Another conversion, by the way, for our Lithuanian. So maybe I'm the idiot. Maybe this game plan will work. I mean, I say that with a very hesitant question mark at the end of it. He's trying to pull TaToH yet again into the arms of these 9 range monks. To be fair, 2 light cav versus 4 usually stand no chance, but if they're being healed nonstop and blue has to worry about conversions, I mean, they don't even have to be Byzantine monks at this point, healing twice as fast. They can pose a real big problem. Relic being guarded on the left, relic in the center. Ooh, someone's going home with a relic. I suspect it's blue, since he has full map control at the moment, except for this tiny little area in the south. Another conversion, another pair of monks down the toilet. Okay. Sora Kuma definitely following some kind of build order game plan here. No, he still has, tell me he doesn't have a barracks yet. Still no barracks. What he does have is a 4th TC, by the way, as does our Spaniard. And now TaToH's going to pull the same shit Sora Kuma's been pulling on him all game. And saying, hey, if you want to engage into this, I'm just gonna convert your units. But in the meantime, heal them up as well. Oh, never mind. No rest for the wicked as these cavalrymen have to go back out. Oh, 3 relics. So at most, our Lithuanian can now only get a +2 attack boost, which, to be fair, because the Lithuanians don't get Blast Furnace, basically will put Sora Kuma on par with Blast Furnace. But wait a second. Hungry light cavalry. You can't body block. You can't body block. Oh my god, he's trying to. He's trying to. 1, 2, and 3, and down goes the monk. How many monks? What is that? 6 dead monks for Sora Kuma? So he's going to need at least 600 gold to justify the cost so far. There is another monk heading out. Unfortunately, there are 4 additional now full health scout line units heading this way. Looks like Sanctity. Wheelbarrow getting for blue. Gold. Oh, by the way, I do this with the Bengalis, where I say I'm going to look at their town center and see where those 2 free villagers go. And I said I was going to do this with the Spaniards to see, I keep saying Spaniard, the Spanish, to see where the extra 20 gold goes. But by now, look at the gold, it's kind of already, actually, let's keep an eye on that gold. 112 in 8 seconds. You'll see it gets 20 more added to the coffers. 136, 156, there you go. 1 Sanctity was researched. So it's a nice little government rebate that you get back. You know, you pay your taxes, and then all of a sudden the government's like, hey, wait a second. We've got a little bit of an initiative here for, I don't know what, carbon rebate in Canada, child support. 3 more! Are you kidding me? But he does manage to get one of the monks. How did he kill that monk? I zoomed in too excitedly on these 3 dead. I mean, that's 900 gold that our Lithuanian has just plunked down the toilet. But look at his resources, 900 food, 600 gold. He is defending the castle push with the classic way to do it, which is I'm just going to rush up to Imperial Age. I'm going to get my trebs out, and you're not going to be able to push beyond a few houses, a market, maybe this blacksmith. By the way, congratulations to Sora Kuma, finally getting a barracks right as his only barracks unit dies, and our Lithuanian finds himself with no army whatsoever. Archery ranges. 2 archery ranges. What are you? 3 barracks, 2 additional being built here. Conquistadors softening up the walls. Any petards coming out? No, they don't need petards. Castle, Conquistadors, and battering ram. Unless there was already a petard there that I missed. Oh my goodness. Okay, battering ram attacking a different segment of the wall here. Sora Kuma is 2 minutes away from Imperial Age. He's got to hold on. And not only does he have to hold on, after Imperial Age, he then has to wait another 50 seconds to get his treb out. So a minute 45 becomes realistically 2 minutes 35 that he needs to hold on here. Will he be able to get the conversion here? What is there between this? Is that just a palisade wall? Oh, that is... Oh, he skimped out. Oh, he skimped out on the home renovations here. He hired an unauthorized builder with no license or insurance, and that's why all of a sudden he is being flooded by Spanish army, but castle is up. Spanish army not going to press too far in beyond this. Let's see what's going on. Castle attacking... I'm not too sure what it's attacking. A wall segment there? Another castle going up internally. Conquistadors running around. I thought it would be enough to one-shot a villager, but I guess not. 2-shot villagers, not bad at all. Out come a bunch of pikemen. They're going to try to stop the castle, delay it a little bit. Unfortunately for red, these are Spanish villagers that build castles 30% faster. And oh, now he's losing relic control as well. That being said, there's 1 Latus and 2 trebs are out. Or rather, 2 trebs are being trained. But look at TaToH's vision. Let's see his map vision. Oh my god. He sees everything. He's parked those 4 conquistadors on the left. They are just gunning down skirmishers as they come out. On paper, skirmishers, of course, counter quote-unquote conquistadors, but because these units pack such a freaking punch, and because the skirmisher has so little HP, you really do need to outnumber your opponent significantly. We'll keep an eye on that as the main town center falls as well. Villager falls, conquistadors, light cavalry streaming in. And Sora Kuma is in a world of hurt right now. Okay, maybe he doesn't agree as he plops down, of all things, a mill here. He needs more food if he's going to go he's going full trash, by the way, which for the Lithuanians, they do move 10% faster. They do have a bit more mobility. But tower shields, not an expensive but not a cheap upgrade. That will add a little bit of pierce armor plus, well, not a little bit, +2 pierce armor. Gives these skirmishers maxed out 10 freaking pierce armor. Looks like at the same time. Oh yeah, that's going to take about 5 years for those skirmishers to kill that light cavalry unit. Takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to destroy a battering ram as it fells another town center. Retreats with how much HP? Not bad amount of HP, but not like red can really chase into this. Hello, trebuchet. I mean, Sora Kuma's got his back to the wall. Blue has enough stone for another castle. Does he have any villagers left in the forward position? He does have 6 villagers here. They're kind of just milling around the front of the castle, it looks like. Maybe repairing the battering rams? Oh yeah, very cocky TC here. Sora Kuma has 10 more army count. He's down about 30 villager population, but his army count is skirmishers. His barracks, the new ones that he built, all behind enemy lines. He's not even popping out the pikemen here. He does have enough gold if he wants to upgrade them to halberdiers. Okay, 1 treb has fallen, but so has the forward castle of our Spaniard. He's brought his villagers. They do not have supremacy. Okay. TaToH very confident in the ability of his villagers. What is happening here? Blue villagers, blue knights are attacking Trebs. Red villagers kind of hanging around. Why are they not repairing these Trebs? A second Treb falls. It looks like that castle, that stone, is actually being placed on the right side here. Oh, that's going to deny a lot of wood, the external gold as well. But look at that. All of the knights and villagers have been cleared up, and now he's retreating? What an absolute magnificent hold by our Lithuanian. He lost so much infrastructure, but infrastructure at the end of the day is just wood. And we saw on this map that wood is not a scarce resource. And now it is the Lithuanians' turn to build a castle. I would delete this house, to be honest. Well, maybe not with 8 pikemen. Maybe if he had like 20 pikemen, he would delete that house. Where are they going? You need to get this battering ram, otherwise your castle is going to go up, but it's going to have like 70% of its HP. How many kills on this castle already? 5. Oh my god, 6. It's just killing villagers left, right, and center. Okay. House down. Why the hell are the Trebs over here undefended? Your guess is as good as mine as a Treb to the left gets chased by more knights. The knights themselves are getting chased by pikemen. Lithuanian's castle is up at 45%. Pardon me. At a lot less than 45%. That looks like 20% of its HP. Villagers pop in, villagers pop out, attack the rams, attacking. A bunch of them are repairing. This castle will be saved, yeah, with 900 HP left. And our Spaniard retreats. He's still a minute away from Imperial himself, by the way. TaToH is still in the Castle Age. And now with so many pikemen, there's not a whole lot he can do, especially not in 16 seconds. Once these pikemen become halberdiers. What a game. I mean, kill the outpost already. You don't want to give your opponent that much vision. Just a couple. They no longer want to live. The real Bonnie and Clyde here. Just suiciding themselves. Okay, our Spaniard hits Imperial. Immediately chemistry for the castles. Immediately Cavalier. Immediately armor. This castle's still up. Kill count up to 18 villagers. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, but the offensive structures are down. Our Lithuanian needs to build some walls here. He needs to plug this, repair this, build a house behind it, maybe get rid of this siege workshop, or maybe leave it. It is in the full ambit of the castle here. And now Castle North is going to come under attack by 3 trebuchets, but TaToH's popped out a treb of his own. Another villager kill. How many kills is he up to? 21 kills. Oh, and with Bracer, oh, I was going to say he should be able to reach that last villager, but she runs away. Sora Kuma has an opportunity here before the heavy Spanish cavalry hits. I'm assuming with the gold count that he's got, we're going to get to see paladins, but there certainly seems to be a hand cannoneer transition as well. TaToH playing it very safe. I think even with cavaliers, he can overwhelm this army. He's going to lose a lot of the cavaliers, but he will overwhelm the army, but he's playing it safe. He wants those hand cannoneers for their plus 10 attack bonus against infantry. Castle is down on out pop 3 Lechai. Not sure where the third one is. There he is down south. But no relics means no attack bonus. And remember, they don't ignore the armor of siege. So they're just attacking normally here. They do ignore the armor of those villagers, though. We'll keep an eye on those Lechai, see how much work they can get done as blue gets chased away here. And these are not Dravidian Woots steel halberdiers. They do not ignore armor. Where the hell did that one villager think he was going? Paladin in a minute 50 seconds. What a game! I mean, I went fucking... Oh my god, pardon me. I went freaking prepubescent there for a second. What an absolute epic game. But did our Lithuanian give map control a little bit too much to our Spaniard, who is now getting out probably the best army he could? A nigh unstoppable army? Is it nigh or nay unstoppable? I think it's nigh unstoppable. Skirmishers, absolutely no armor upgrades on them whatsoever. Halberdiers engaging into a choke point, which is great for them against the Cavaliers, but which is bad for them against the hand cannoneers. Oh, red has discovered the castle. 2 Leichai remain. One of them has died. Imagine being that guy. That is very sour. More gunpowder units. Remember, they do all fire 18% faster than normal. The developers love the number 18 in this game, by the way. Ethiopian foot archers fire 18% faster. These gunpowder units fire 18% faster. And here we go. This is exactly what TaToH needed to do. And there is supremacy for those villagers. 20% HP is hit. Villagers pop out. Paladins are going to have an absolute field day here. Slaughtering these poor, kind of but not really unarmed. I mean, they do all have swords in their hands. Or boxing gloves if you have that mod. This is still not plugged in. Not that that would help very much against a bombard cannon and a whole bunch of hand cannoneers. Sora Kuma had an opportunity for a few seconds, a few minutes. He cleared up the surrounding area, but TaToH didn't mind. Take down all my castles. I don't give a rat's butt because I behind this am building the unstoppable Spanish land armada. Paladins, hand cannoneers, bombard cannons. Not too sure about this. Not too sure about a single cavalry archer. What the hell are you doing here? And there it is. There's tower shields. So he's finally getting the armor upgrades for his skirmishers and his halberdiers. Unfortunately, those upgrades, that upgrade doesn't help against the bonus damage that the hand cannoneer does. Bombard cannon does fall to the Trebs. Trebs are trying to shell away at these. Another bombard cannon falls. You'd think these were Hunnic Trebs, how accurate they are against these moving. Another one falls. But no more halberdiers here. Very few. They are being streamed in one at a time, and that is the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen here. One at a time means one death at a time. All but one Treb remain. That Treb falls as well. There's one that's packed up somewhere. There it is, unpacked rather, and no more Trebs. With its dying breath, it does get a hand cannoneer, and that's all she wrote. Wow. I mean, these arena games, they don't last very long. They're not like 60, 70-minute games, or even 50-minute games, but oh my God, are they action-packed. The last 25, 26 minutes of this game, ever since those two simultaneous monk snipes at the 20-minute, 19-minute mark of the game, holy moly, has there been nonstop fighting. Amazing hold. Maybe one of the best holds I've seen on Arena by Sora Kuma, who literally had his back to the wall. Look at this town center. Look at this castle. Literally had his back to the wall. 2 town centers down. His barracks were behind enemy lines. Owen Wilson style. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the situation. When you get pressed into this hard, even if you have the bossest of holds, even if you have the Bruce Springsteen of holds, it means you clear up the infrastructure in front of you, which means your opponent is free to just build more infrastructure behind while your Trebs are busy demolishing castles. Castles which, by the way, are not pumping out conquistadors anymore. TaToH brilliantly gobbles up the resources, plops down a whole bunch of infrastructure. How many stables? This is 7 stables, 7. Lucky number 7 here for our Spaniard, and just goes up to Paladin, goes up to Hand Cannoneer. And once you've gone up to Paladin and Hand Cannoneer, unless your opponent already has an army of halbs and skirmishers that outnumbers you 2 or 3 to 1, you're taking that fight. I mean, these are not Celtic Paladins. These are not the ones we saw the other day. These are full freaking Paladins. 180 HP, 18 attack, 5-7 armor on them. And it looks like yet another castle is being dropped here so that this gold can be lamed. I don't think Sora Kuma saw this because the hammer hasn't even fallen. Construction hasn't even begun. There's just some building permits out on display. But his center has been breached yet again. He did do an amazing job sniping and killing those bombard cannons, but now you're in a situation damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? If you focus on the bombard cannons, the paladins close, the hand cannoneers eviscerate you. If you don't focus on the bombard cannons, you kill the paladins, some of them, but then the bombard cannons just shell you down and destroy your Trebs, which happened anyway. So Sora Kuma was in the unfortunate situation of being pressed literally against the void, against the ether. He did an amazing job pushing out, had an opportunity. Maybe the answer for him was fill it with structures of your own. Maybe he should have immediately begun plopping down barracks and archery ranges right here in this area. And so that if TaToH wanted to push back in, he'd have to go through a bunch of infrastructure, which would then buy Sora Kuma time to pump out more units. I don't know what the right answer is. It's so difficult to backseat drive these games and figure out what this is. And I mean, obviously there's people in the comments who will have all the answers to everything, every question under the sun, but I don't think it's that simple. But what an amazing push out of our Spaniard, what an amazing hold out of our Lithuanian. But unfortunately, just TaToH did the right thing. His push was accompanied by infrastructure. And I've said this literally since I think maybe the second or third game I ever casted 2 years ago on this channel. Infrastructure is amazing because it means your opponent has to take time out of their busy day to demolish that infrastructure. And while they're doing that, while they're taking down castles and siege workshops and even outposts that don't belong here, you are rebuilding your military industrial complex. You are upgrading your units and you are building an army that is basically unstoppable. 87 paladins, 150 halberdiers, conquistadors, after a little while not really playing a role, 32 hand cannoneers. I mean, on paper, this should do decent against this, right? If you were to stack these guys across a battlefield from these guys, they should do really well. The problem is they weren't really stacked. They were being streamed in one at a time. Towards the end, they're running around. And again, they do move a little bit faster. 1.21 movement speed on a halberdier is not bad at all. 11 monks, 11 monk deaths. And the cost of the monks, at the end of the day, Sora Kuma collects 300 gold, which is not enough for those 9 monks that died just collecting the relics. And then I think 2 died afterwards, but 900 gold invested into monks to earn 300. Not exactly the greatest, but it is what it is. PKPM hero level for both players. And wow, look at that, 2307. 2307. This game just has everything. Wow. At the end of this, we're gonna looking at the numbers, we're definitely going to 2307 and seeing what the hell happened at that exact moment. That is very rare. We've seen that once in the last, like, what, year? And it was, by the way, it was recent, so not bad at all. Okay, economically, okay, yikes. 30 to 35% bigger economy. Wood identical, food nowhere close, gold nowhere close. Castle, about 3.5 castles worth of stone more for our Spaniard. Relic gold, of course, he did collect at the end of the day. It was 3 to, no, pardon me, it was 4 to 1. No, it was, oh my goodness, it was 3 to 2. And then he pinched one of those relics that was in the front. Sora Kuma didn't have time to retreat with it. Military, 4 conversions to 1, 17 raisings to 10. Not the end of the world. None of the number is not that great for either player, not that dissimilar for either player. 74 villager kills to 14, more than double the kills for the Spaniard, which is not surprising. Again, when you're facing a trash army, you're going to have a lot more kills than your opponent, especially if you're, I mean, the Paladins alone, 19 units have 35 kills on them. And so, again, trash dies a lot quicker. And so, not a surprise. But at the end of the day, let's see. I mean, this is exciting. 2307, 2307. Let's hide that menu and let's see what the hell was going on at 20. I mean, look at the map. Oh, was that? No, the double monk snipe already happened. What the hell was happening at 2307? Oh, it was this, the body blocking. Oh, how cool is that? Okay, we're at 2307. Let's do slow motion. It was this. It was the Sora Kuma attempting to body block this one scout from getting those 3 whack-offs at the monk that he needed to kill him. Let's see. Beautiful so far. Ooh, but the relic actually blocked Sora Kuma. If this relic wasn't here, these light cavalry could have gone to the right, or the monk at the very least should have moved to the left. But again, a lot of backseat driving today. I don't mean it. And now the monk is exposed. The light cavalry closes. These guys don't know what the hell to do. They had one freaking job. They failed at it. Well, that was absolutely fun. That rarely happens. But like I said, what an absolute fun game. These high-level arena games don't last very, very long, but they are very action-packed. I mean, after a time of inactivity and base building and relaxation, Hera said at one point, I think about a half a year or so ago, that he loves Dark Age. It's very relaxing for him. You get to build your base. You get to set up everything for the upcoming battle. And not everybody, of course, views Dark Age as a relaxing time. I think a lot of players at lower elos probably view it as an incredibly stressful time. Oh my god, is he going to take my boars? Is he going to take my sheep? Is he going to steal my deer? Is he going to lame this? Is he going to go? Is he going to attack me? Am I going to get drushed? Oh my god, what's happening? Oh my god. But when it's in a closed map and there's literally zero risk of you facing any kind of aggression until, let's say, realistically Castle Age, but sometimes Feudal Age, you know, if you're playing against the Cumans, if you're playing against the Teutons, if you're playing against any kind of Tower Rush civilization, a bit of a relaxing time. So the first 20 or so minutes of the game, the players were building themselves up. You know, they were getting themselves hyped. They were slapping each other in the face to get the blood running and the adrenaline pumping. And the last half of that game was just ridiculous. And what a fun game. But ultimately, TaToH, with the push, the counter push, and the rebuilding of the military to amazing heights, fully upgraded paladins and hand cannoneers, just destroying the Lithuanian army. And unfortunately, Sora Kuma did not dislodge his opponent that much that TaToH had to focus on fighting, so TaToH could focus on rebuilding and upgrading. And with that rebuilding and upgrading, he takes the W, but GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.